you haven't committed to anything since playing this role because you haven't shaken it yet, or you just like can't find something that.
No, I think like I just loved this job. I just loved it, and it accessed everything I've ever wanted to do or attempted to do or trained to do. It just like hit me from all sides. And so when it was over, I sort of wanted to go into a job immediately because I was like, I'm ready, like I'm in shape. I mean like acting shape, I don't mean like strong. I'm in acting shape. And then I realized, oh, I'm actually tired. I actually think I should maybe take a break now. And now I just don't know what to do. Like, I just want to make season 2, but you're dead.
Have you heard of prequels?
We don't really know. He's taken away. We're not sure anything's going to happen.
I did, yeah. I mean, and you know what was it? She was there with him at that moment. They were together at that moment at a revival of Sweet Charity that they were. I mean, it was.
Yeah, he died in her arms. I mean, it's.
That was truly one of the most incredible moments. She was there for him, and the way he looked at her. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you though about. Pete was mentioning about her legacy and Gwen's legacy, and I found that as a mother, it's like almost she had 3 children: the baby that she left, and then Nicole, and then Bob, in some way, because she was very maternal. And I wanted to ask you about that, the character's conflict with motherhood, because it seemed like that was always something that was at the forefront that she had to grapple with. How'd you resonate with that?
Well, I think, if you, what episode is it? Like in the second episode, we get into what happened to her and the child that she leaves in the care of her parents so that she can make a life for herself, but also for her child. So, and when that happens to you at 16 years old, you're gonna have a pretty complicated relationship with parenting for the rest of your life. And so it's sort of no surprise that then she finds herself in another caretaking position. But you're right, it's the thing that people always said about her, oh, she was just so maternal. Like she bought me a bathtub, or like she rubbed my feet, or like she drove me to X, Y, and Z place. Like she was just sort of like all these dancers that we would talk to, they said like, oh, she was like a mom to me.
And how she was with Joan Simon.
Yeah.
Her friends as well.
Yes.
Beyond this, when you came into the project, it's extraordinary because we've heard all of this about unequal pay, not just in show business, but in the whole universe and everything. This is an interesting thing because you came onto this project, it was equal pay for you and Sam, and equal story. It's Fosse Verdon, it's not Fosse, and she's just part of it. It's equal in every way. How meaningful was that for you both to have that coming into this project? And you are also both executive producers on the film.
It's cool.
It is pretty cool. It was really moving to me because I didn't know it when I signed on to it. When I said yes that I wanted to do it, I didn't know that they were going to pay me what they paid him. I never would have assumed that, and I probably assumed it would be a different way. And then when it came time for that conversation, there was no conversation. It was just, they're paying you what they pay him. And the way that really translated though was on set, was that, so I felt respected, and I felt valuable, and I felt like I was like really on the team, but like the inner circle of the team, like the decision-making part of the team. And so I felt freer to say like, oh, I have an idea, or like, what if we did it like this, or like, oh, I actually, it just, whatever would come up, like, there'd be all these like things would happen on a set that they look like they're accidents, but then you can incorporate the accident and you can make them part of the story. And sometimes when an accident happens while you're acting, it's a little bit scary because you're like, oh, that thing isn't supposed to be here right now, and so how am I going to deal with it in real time? But being treated like an equal gave me the bravery to say like, oh, I'm going to incorporate that. I'm going to think on my feet, or I'm going to do, they see value in me, and so I'm going to display that value. I'm going to be at my best all the time because they're treating me like I am one of them. And that's just very often like not your experience. You're just sort of marginalized, and when you're marginalized, it makes you feel marginal, and then you act from the margins. So I just felt like really like in the center of the thing with the guys.
And that's a tribute to everybody, including yeah, you can applaud that. Including FX, which had to FX and John Langrock and everybody here had to sign off on that.
Yeah, because treating people fairly doesn't mean like when you're in a position of power, it doesn't mean like being a good friend or giving somebody a pat on the head or like saying good job. It needs to translate monetarily. And that's what FX gave me from day one. And so it meant the world to me.
I think the work you're doing,
Thank you, FX.
I agree, applause are necessary because the fight's not over, but the work you're doing in this regard is great. It's inspiring and appreciated.
And the work on screen on this show, nominated for 17 Emmy Awards and it deserves everyone. I mean, I stopped watching Michelle Williams and Sam Rockwell maybe in the first 10 minutes, and like I told you, the very first Broadway show I ever saw was Gwen Verdon in Sweet Charity. And my uncle took me to this thing about kind of a hooker, but it was okay. I never forgot it, but it just became them and the essence of them and brought it home. So we thank you. We thank you both. Congratulations on the nominations. There is a reception out on the lawn area out there. Thank you guys for coming.